Miners here, and welcome back for another video. And today I'm going to be reviewing Wednesday, Season 1 from 2022. Wednesday stars Jenna Ortega, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Jamie McShane, Gwendolyn Christie, Christina Ricci, Louis Guzman, and is directed by Tim Burton. The plot of Wednesday is that this creepy and kooky series follows Wednesday Addams, misadventures as a student at Nevermore Academy, a very unique boarding school snuggled in deepest New England. Wednesday attempts to master her emerging psychic ability, thwart a monstrous killing spree that has terrorized the local town, and solve the supernatural mystery that embroiled her parents 25 years ago, all while navigating her new and tangled relationships at Nevermore. Now, before I get into this video, I would like to state that this is the first time I've seen anything of the Addams Family franchise. I've never seen the original series, I've never seen the movies. This is just me coming into this pretty much blind for the most part. I knew a few things about it here and there from people who have watched it and loved it, and I was like, you know what, I'll probably be checking this out. I recently, because I started checking this out a few days ago actually, and I did that because just got in a bedding set that's from the series, and I do have, like, by the time of recording this video and getting this uploaded, that video would probably already be uploaded as well. So if so, you can check out the link to my video of like my review slash unboxing of this bedding set, if you guys are curious and want to see it. It's really cool. And then also too, because of the fact that season 2 is dropping this like later this year, I think it's a two-parter. I think season 2 part 1 comes out in August, so the end of the summer, like the end of the summer, and then part 2 comes out on Netflix in September. So yeah, we're literally a month away from Wednesday season 2 premiering. So yeah, I was like, you know what better time than any to really dive into this series. And if you're also wondering, no, I don't got Netflix, unfortunately. I would like to get Netflix, and I probably will at some point soon, especially with season 2 dropping. Well, without further ado, let's discuss my thoughts on the series. Now, for the most part, this series review is going to be mostly spoiler free, and the reason I'm doing this is that even though this series has been out for a while, there are probably still people out there that have not seen Wednesday season 1. I was one of them. I haven't seen the series, so it's going to be, so I'm pretty certain there's going to be other people out there like me who have not seen the series yet. So because of that, I am going to keep this pretty much spoiler free. I might discuss some things, like some spoiler stuff near the end, probably after I give my rating of the series. So therefore, you guys who haven't seen the series could click off the video, and then if you guys want to see the series, then you could come back and watch the rest of my video and see what my thoughts are on some spoiler topics. So let's move on with this. So talk about the pacing of these episodes. Each episode clocks in at around 45 minutes, and well, most of them do. I think like the first episode and the finale are like 50 minutes long, but you don't really feel the length of these episodes. You really don't. Like, these episodes feel like, okay, so like episode 1 and the finale feel like they're like 30 to 40 minute episodes, whereas episodes 2 through episode 7 feels more like 25 to 30 minute episodes in that regards. At least that's how I personally felt. But yeah, the pacing's really good on here. I was actually able to finish watching this, like, I was able to binge watch the series in like a couple days. So like 2 days, really. Started off watching the first 3 episodes, I believe. And then I watched the remaining episodes the next day. So I watched the first 3, and then I watched the remaining 5 episodes the following day. And yeah, it's a really easy watch. So there's that. So because I know there's some people out there who have short attention spans and stuff like that. So this is a good series for those people out there. The two, another positive I have is the direction style. Now I think Tim Burton directed the pilot episode, but then there were other directors that came in and directed the rest of the episodes. Kind of like the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series, where the very first episode, the pilot episode, season 1, episode 1, was directed by Sam Raimi, and the rest of the episodes throughout the series was directed by other people. So it's kind of similar in that regard. Which I will eventually cover the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show at some point. So, but yeah, so the direction style from a lot of these directors are pretty good. Arguably, I would say Tim Burton was probably the best director overall in regards to like that regard, because again, it's Tim frickin' Burton. I mean, how can you go wrong with Tim Burton? And so yeah, but the other directors actually did a good job too. So I give everybody kudos and gave everybody kudos in regards to that. Also too, let's talk about the actors. All of the actors, in my personal opinion, did a really phenomenal job. Like basically solid acting throughout for the most part. I would say the standouts for me personally were Jenna Ortega, of course, as Wednesday Addams. I've been really digging her as an actress. I think first time I've seen her in anything was was Iron Man 3 technically, because she was like very young when she was in that. I think that was her first role. But I didn't realize that was her, so I was like, okay, so that was technically the first movie I've seen her in, and she was in a very, very minor role in that. And then, I would say the one where I actually knew who she was and that stuff, and recognized her was, probably Scream 5, or just Scream from 2022. That one was pretty good as well. But she was pretty good in there. She was also pretty good in Scream 6. And then I saw her before this in Beetlejuice. And she was pretty good in that too, so I'm really digging her as an actress. And I would like to see more of her, especially. So, also too, Catherine Zeta-Jones was really good as Morticia Addams. I thought, I haven't seen anything of the Addams Family franchise, but I do know some things here and there, and I thought she did a really good job as Morticia. And then you have Louis Guzman, who plays Gomez Addams, Wednesday's father, and he did a really good job as well. And I think, yeah, both of them did pretty good as well. Her standout actors for me was Gwendolyn Christie as Larissa Weems, essentially the principal or whatever of the school. And I didn't realize, but I was like, wait, do I recognize her? And I was like, I looked at her cast bio, and I was like, oh yeah, she freaking played Captain Phasma in the Star Wars sequels. I was like, oh yeah, that was her. And then I will admit, one feature of hers I did not notice, even with her as Captain Phasma, it was in this series alone. She was like, man, that's a tall woman. I was almost like I forgot the character's name in Harry Potter, but that scene in Goblet of Fire where the character was like, blimey, that's one big woman. I was like kind of like that, like, wow. She did a great job as this character. I also thought Emma Myers, who played Enid Sinclair, I thought she did a really good job as well. This is the first time I've seen her in anything. I know she's in the Minecraft movie as well, so I'm actually excited to see what she does with that. Also, Hunter Duhan, I think, who plays Tyra, I thought he was pretty good. Christina Ricci, who's in here, she was really good as well. Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester was pretty good as well, who shows up a little bit in the series. All the cast did a phenomenal job, and I don't think there's like a single bad performance I could think of. Really, that I'm like, and so yeah. Also too, there's a mystery, like I said in the plot synopsis, there seems to be this mystery element that Wednesday is investigating, and I will say, as someone who likes these type of movies and stuff like that, I mean, like, look at Saw. Saw is started as a mystery, horror, psychological suspense thriller, and they do have like twists and turns and stuff like that, and every film ends on a twist for the most part, and most of the times I'm able to pick up on this sort of stuff, but here I was not. There were some points where I was like, and think I got it, and then it's like, wait. And there were definitely like suspects for sure. Different people could be like, involved in this mystery and everything like that, and the people that I revealed to be like in part of this like overarching like scheme, I was not expecting who they were essentially. Like even I was like, okay, like, and part of that is they got me to where I either didn't like suspect these characters, even though at some point I was like, okay, keeping my eye on you, keeping my eye on this one, and they either got it to where I'm like, okay, you're in the clear, let's move on. And then others, it's like, oh, you got me to trust this character, so I'm like, okay, I trust you, I don't think you're the person involved or whatever. So it very much, and then when it was revealed who were the key players in the scheme, I was like blown. I was like, well, I did not suspect that, and even got to the point where some of it's like I was like, man, I hate the fact that you were involved. Like hate the fact that that's the case. Not in like, oh, I thought that was a terrible choice, but no, like almost a feeling of betrayal, almost. Like I got that sense of feeling, and it's rare for a mystery series to do that for me, and I think this series did a really good job with subverting my expectations and kind of just, making me think on, okay, I think this is who is involved, and then just pulling the rug out for me and being like, nah, So, like, almost like, you think you can actually figure out the twist here? But yeah, it actually did that for me, and I applaud this series for doing that. So there's a mystery element, and I really got invested in that aspect. I got invested in a lot of things. I got invested in the characters, I got invested in the story, so also too, another thing I really liked is, okay, so another thing I know about the Addams Family is that they're very much it's a Halloween series in regards to Halloween atmosphere and stuff like that. But this series goes in a bit more of an actual horror route. Like, there's some scenes of horror in this series, and there's blood, there's even guts and stuff like that. This is an intense series in that regard. So this is not your family-friendly Addams Family series. Let's just put it that way. It's not that. This isn't the original series, by the way. This isn't the original series, so yeah. So yeah. Oh, also too, I really liked the look of the set design is really freaking great. I love this look of the school of Nevermore. Again, a lot of people have told me this series reminded them of Harry Potter, and I'm like, yeah, I could see it. Nevermore reminds me of Hogwarts. It reminds me of Hogwarts in a lot of ways. I really love the look of the school and everything about it. Again, I just can't freaking wait to explore more with this with season 2. But anyway, and I thought the payoff overall in regards of like how they ended its series was done very well. Very well. Like, I was satisfied. Honestly, there's nothing I'm rather mixed on with season 1. Also, nothing I have that's really negative really about this series. So let's move on to my rating. So with that said, I'm going to give Wednesday season 1 a 5 out of 5 stars. Man, this series was actually really freaking good. I've had people telling me this series is good, you would love it, go check it out. And I'm like, yeah, I would. Yeah, but I know. But with the fact that season 2 is on the horizon, and that I got that betting set, I was like, you know what? There's no better time than now to get into the series. And man, I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed the series, and I am really looking forward to season 2. And actually got me to love this world of the Addams Family, and I'm definitely going to be checking out the other Addams Family stuff within this franchise. I'm going to be checking out the original series. I'm going to be checking out the movies, both the live action movies and the animated movies. I'm definitely going to check out all that. At some point we'll cover them on this channel. I'll probably have like an Addams Family franchise review series. So with that out of the way, let's get into some spoiler stuff. For those who haven't seen season 1 and you guys want to see, and any of you want to see season 1, go check it out. It's on Netflix, and there's also a physical media release. That's how I viewed it. I viewed it on my DVD copy of season 1. So go pick it up, or go get a subscription to Netflix, or if you have Netflix, go watch it. And then you guys could come back to the rest of this video and hear my spoiler thoughts. So let's move on to the spoiler discussion. Wow, what to talk about first? I will say, let's get into some of the stuff, and that is the relationships that Wednesday ends up developing. First of all, with friendships, I would say the most notable friendship here is between Wednesday, played by Jenna Ortega, and Enid, played by Emma Myers. Their chemistry is really good, and they're like, Wednesday and Enid are like polar opposites of each other, and I think, and even at some points there's like moments where some of Wednesday's personality rubs off on Enid, and then some of Enid's personality rubs off on Wednesday a bit. And again, it's a nice friendship. And I am excited to see where this friendship continues moving forward with season 2, and just excited to see both Jenna Ortega and Emma Myers back in these roles again for season 2, and seeing where their characters go with, where they decide to go with their characters. And also too, there's a bit of a love triangle in this series between Wednesday and 2 other boys. One is in the school, one isn't. One's assumed to be what they would refer to as a normie. And the one that's the normie is Tyler, played by Hunter Duhan, who is the son of the sheriff of Jericho, which is a town that's kind of like further from, kind of by Nevermore Academy. And the other boy that is in this love triangle is a character by the name of Xavier. And both of, and throughout this love triangle, there is a monster on the loose and is killing people, and Wednesday is trying to investigate it, as well as Tyler's father, the sheriff, who or what is involved with these murders. Again, it turns out to be a monster, and it's trying to figure out what this monster is all about, if there's anything further connected to it. And then it turns out that the monster is human, so turns back into their human form. So literally, it's like at this point, the monster could be literally anybody in the series. So it kind of like sometimes it point to maybe just tons of different characters it points to that could be the monster, and the two ones that seems to point to sometimes, but the one that especially seemed to try to draw your attention to was Xavier. And I at the point I was like, okay, it started to seem like it was Xavier. I was really like, but turned out it was Tyler. So Wednesday's boyfriend basically in the series, love interest. And honestly, when I saw that review, I was like, oh man, that kind of sucks, because I actually liked Tyler. I actually liked, his and Wednesday's relationship, and I was like, man, hope it's not Tyler. I could maybe see Xavier. I would have been fine with him as this monster, which it's revealed to be called Hyde, so like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and then there's also like the fact that not only is she looking for one killer being this monster, but turns out too she's actually looking for two killers, because turns out that Hyde could be controlled by another person and essentially be like its master. So, and this person could unlock the Hyde within the person. So you're also trying to figure out, okay, who is the person controlling Tyler? And there were different options, and turned out to be Christina Ricci's character, which, by the way, I will say this. I did not recognize Christina Ricci in this role. I did not. I was like, I heard she was in this, and I was like, who does Christina Ricci play? And I was like, holy crap, it was her. And I'm like, yeah, and she, she was one of those characters I was like, okay, you're off the hook. Tyler was another one I was like, okay, you're off the hook. So when I found out it was them, I was like, holy crap. This is like, I was like not expecting it at all. I was not expecting the twist. And then by the end of it, when, the school defeats Christina Ricci's character, and Tyler, once the school defeats them, it seems to turn out that there might be a third party involved. So this whole scheme that was supposedly conducted by Christina Ricci's character and Tyler, seems to maybe there's a third party involved that might be we don't know, but all we know is that this whole mystery is not over yet, and I am very much excited to see what is revealed about it in season 2. So overall, I love this series. I thought it was a great time. I really was engaged with the story, the characters, this mystery. It fooled me a lot of times, which I again applaud them for. I also applaud when the reveal did happen, I felt kind of like, man, that sucks. Not in a bad way, but in a good way, to where it's with your emotions, So yeah. So that's it for this review. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you creepy and spooky and kooky viewers next time.